it's time for a video for Dax Sofwood. Yes, not hardwood, softwood. Yeah. Dax Hardwood, aka Dax Sofwood. This man cannot get off Twitter, which seems to be a commonality between AEW and its wrestlers, especially with Ricochet as of late, who immediately went to Twitter after joining AEW. He hasn't even been there a month. Perplexing, crazy, wild, ridiculous. I'm not gonna harp on Ricochet too much on this video. This is more about Dax. So Dax has been okay. It's hard to gauge this entire thing because this is a long timeline of Dax being an absolute clown and goofball on social media. But I don't have everything, but it's been a long list of back and forths between my favorite guy, JD from NY. He just really hates JD for criticizing AEW. And it's not just JD. I think he hates a couple other people I probably don't really know too much about, so I won't comment too much. But it seems to be a common thing for this clown to be mad about people criticizing AEW. And not just FTR or Dax himself, because most people just seem to love him and FTR. But he seems to get really upset and offended and butthurt whenever someone criticizes AEW. And obviously this is broad, amongst the roster, but it seems explicitly really odd with him. He takes it extremely personal and just gets feral over it. I'm just like, this is cringe, bro. You make millions. You make good money wrestling. Shut up. I still to this day do not understand this need to just cry and whine over criticism. And you get paid so well. And then it's weirder because people love you. Why shoot down your own stock over people criticizing a company? People love you, but they might not be as happy about the company you work for. And that should be fine. But for whatever reason, these clowns have to get up, get their spears, get their shields, get their swords, get their kunais, their katanas, their guns. They have to get up in arms about anyone criticizing. And this seemed to be a commonality with, JD from NY. Getting upset, getting angry, and attacking JD whenever there's criticisms. So I do have this screenshot. I could go and get more. They're somewhere in my Discord, and I don't feel like fishing for them. Join, by the way. But the tweet here, as the back and forths have gone on, it has led to this. Now, at this moment, I don't know how far this has gone. I don't know if they've met or not, but this is where we are at in the timeline of the back and forths, which hopefully there is a good outcome from this, but we shall see. JD said, well, first, let me read Dax's tweet, which is, heck yeah, dude, you are a bad man. I'll be in New York next week if you'd like to meet up and talk over your first cup of coffee. And JD responded, if this is a legit invite, I absolutely would. Never ever had a problem with you. This notion about me is honestly quite tiresome. Pick the place and it's my treat. Dax responded, you DM me and I'll send you my hotel. So I don't know how this interaction is going to go. It's not my life. It's not my personal interaction. I don't know, how deep their personal conversations have gone prior to their online back and forth or to currently, if they have had a conversation in the DMs. So my thing is this, though. just to comment on the broad scope of the issue of what I'm having here. I don't understand why it even takes for you to get this butthurt that you have to meet up with somebody to have a conversation about why you're so angry and upset. That's just childish and that's just stupid. I don't know if this is going to lead to a physical altercation, but he comes off like a crybaby and so angry and butthurt about AEW getting criticized that he comes off like he would put hands on JD. And JD is not he's not a fighter, he's not a wrestler, so I don't imagine that JD is going to win a physical fight with Dax Sofwood, right? Despite being soft, I don't think he would win the fight. And I think that's just low-hanging fruit if that is the case. If that's his goal, is to try to intimidate JD. I just think it's cringe and it's stupid. It's pathetic. Grow up. If not, however, and this is genuine interest in having a conversation, number one, record it. Record it. Because this could be the bridge between JD, someone who is a fan of wrestling, who is a fan of AEW, I'm a fan of AEW, bridging the gap between fans and the higher-ups at AEW who seem to hate anyone criticizing AEW. Not everyone criticizing AEW is a tribalist. Some of us, like me, just want to see AEW be freaking all elite. I love AEW. Maybe one day I'll show my collection of DVDs. Not this video, but ever since I started getting deep into AEW, I want to go back and watch stuff I didn't get to watch. I'm heavily invested in the lore and the background of AEW and some of the things I didn't know that came from the indies, but AEW is just such an inconsistent show. It's so daunting how disconnected from reality AEW is. It's so disconnected. It expects way too much of you and does not want to invest much into you. It just doesn't make sense. It's a very one-sided relationship. I don't get it. But it feels like AEW is a program that wants to have everything all at once. It wants to have its cake and eat it too. And I do not understand that. There's so many things that can be improved in AEW. And it will not be in this video because I am way overdue for making that video on how to fix AEW. Shout out to KC, shout out to Fly, shout out to Says. I should have been got that video out. I will do it soon. I will do it this week, as a matter of fact. I will draft the video tonight and then I will try to work out the details as it goes. But neither here nor there. The point being is AEW is a place that I think is necessary. I think a lot of us who love wrestling see AEW as necessary. But we want AEW to be... We want AEW to really compete with WWE. AEW is not a competitor. And Dax, it just takes you a little bit of time. As much time as you spend on Twitter fighting, bro, invest some time into finding out why people get so upset about AEW. Look at the genuine criticisms. Ignore the Twitter is I'm sorry, like, it's for the retarded, okay? It's for the retarded. If you're on there, I'm sorry, like, you know, I mean, you can't be too mad when you find things on there that you don't like. I mean that. I mean, seriously, get off. So, I mean, if you're on there and you're like, oh, tribalist, get off. Get off. Even with the AEW tribalist thing. Every time I have someone or some, you know, Says Fly or KC in my Discord who say that AEW fans are toxic and evil and blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. Every time I ever hear it or see it online or from in my Discord, it's always Twitter. It's not YouTube videos. It's not Instagram. It's not Snapchat. It's not freaking TikTok. It's literally just Twitter. Get off Twitter. Dax, do something about your consumption, what you choose to consume. Get on YouTube and see people's genuine issues and problems with AEW. Invest. Be part of the solution. Be part of the solution to make AEW all elite. Give us a voice, because our voices aren't reaching Tony Khan. Be a voice for us. Seriously, that's all we want. We just want AEW to be cool, because the amount of talent that's on that roster is absolutely ridiculous, and the talent that's there is insane. AEW has a better roster than WWE, but they're not being utilized to their best abilities, and that's heartbreaking for a lot of fans. And I think it's undermined how much it bothers the fans when you're behind a wrestler and then that wrestler's not being treated like the top talent that they should be. So yeah, this interaction between JD from NY and Dax, honestly, I hope the conversation comes with really, really good lessons to be learned. More so for Dax than JD. JD has his way of talking, he has his way of addressing things, but I do not believe JD is wrong the majority of the time. He's telling the truth. And I think it's sad to just see that every time this man says some truth, he's disregarded as, a racist or a homophobe or whatever. It just doesn't matter. Bringing up the past over and over. He can be a bit weird with how he says things sometimes, but I don't think his intentions are just pure destruction. I do not. So hopefully this interaction between the two, in DMs or in person, comes well. I hope we get something great out of it. And record it so that there can be a connection from the audience. JD, ask the questions that need to be asked and propose things as well. We want AEW, some of us at least, not the WWE tribalists. You can't fix those people. There are plenty of us who want AEW to be the absolute best wrestling show in the world. That's all we want, man. That's all we want. But those are my thoughts, my opinions. I'm not going to drag out the video too much. I'm just really passionate about wrestling, man. Again, I spent a long time away, and I came back, and there was this new promotion called AEW, and it's changed the game. And I want to see it at its best, because I missed a lot of the prime years of AEW. But that's all I got. That's my opinion. That's my thoughts. Those are my opinions and thoughts. And yeah, just let me know what you guys think. Join the Discord, and I'm out. Peace.